We don't own any radio stations. We do have Channel 28, which is great, which gives you real-time news on Sundays. What Comcast wanted to do is have us go to a tape format. I had no problems with tapes, but the live TV program is more important because we can give you real-time information. And it's important for our young people to have a place where they can go and show their talents as well. Charles Potter Jr., elected as councilman back in the year 2000, native of Wilmington, Delaware, and lived here all my life except for 5 years when I lived 2.5 years in Bloomington, Indiana, and 2.5 years in Rochester, New York. A proud graduate at P.S. DuPont High School, went to elementary school at Harlan, college at Deltech, got a degree in a degree in data processing, an associate degree, and then went to Wilmington College and got my bachelor's in business administration. My parents always told us to do our best, be our best, and installed values in us that says, if you work hard, good things come to those who work hard. And one of the things I truly believe in is honor that, your mother and your father, your days shall be long. And of course, at the base of my life, and the foundation, is my belief in the Lord. I'm happy to be married for 31 years. Doesn't seem that long. And had 2 young men, sons that I'm proud of. One graduated from the University of Delaware. His name is Charles. He's a realtor, and he has an insurance license and has a construction business. My younger son, Brandon, is at St. Joe's. He's going to be a senior this year. He's studying business and Japanese, and he has a CD that he released. He has a band called Life After Me is the name of the band. And if you Google Brandon Potter, you'll see him doing some of his songs. He's a really good singer.
How can we stop the flow of guns into our community?
Well, it starts at, we would have to communicate the message, but the flow of guns would have to start at the seashores, at the stop, at the state lines, because we as people, we don't bring the guns in. The guns are shipped into the country. The illegal guns. Then you also would have to deal with the national gun associations who push, having guns, allowing people to have guns. I believe that the types of guns being sold in the gun stores, there's no need for machine guns. There's no need for the semi guns that are being sold, because we have an army. It's not those days of the militia. So people don't need to go to purchase those type of guns. I can see people holding guns for personal protection, but they would need to have the type of guns that are being sold, causing the violence on the streets. One way to keep the flow of guns out is to really give people jobs, because when people are motivated, feel like they're a valuable part of the community, of this country, then people really want to work and earn a decent wage and living for their family. When they don't, and people have idle time, that's when you get destruction and crime. People have forgotten their values. They value the mighty dollar more than they value themselves or other people. And what a lot of the drug dealers or people committing crimes don't understand, how can you run a productive type of business when most of the time there's the violence involved in that business? You're killing off your client base. So, the drugs injected into people, the drugs are going to eventually kill them. If they don't pay the drug dealers are going to kill them. Then you have the stick-up boys who are shooting and killing the drug dealers. So it's a vicious circle, and none of them end up winning. You got to understand yourself first, and appreciate yourself and have a plan for where you want to be in the future for yourself, because there's no future in drugs. It's just one of the, drugs is like the cancer. Cancer is the most devastating disease that you can think of. And you can parallel drugs to being the same as cancer. And that most people just want to focus on what's happening in the black areas, not in the white areas. I think everything is relative. Many years ago, a Lynette Williams, a Jackie Lace, and the Peacekeepers, and the Muslim Brother, Christopher X, and Ernest X, and many people knew that there was a lot of death due to violence, and that we had a lot of cold cases in the city of Wilmington. The city had gotten rid of its detectives that did the detecting and cold cases. Cold cases are cases where murder has occurred and time has elapsed, so they're considered cold, and they were not being worked on, and we didn't have the manpower. I've always pushed for many years, along with Councilman Kelly and many other council people, that we should have a detective unit who would investigate these cases where death has occurred. And here recently, the mayor did announce that he's going to reactivate the cold case units and detectives where they can start investigating these cases. And I think it's really important because you don't want to leave any stone unturned. We want people to know that if you come into the city of Wilmington, that we're going to prosecute you, we're going to catch you. And you know, our police do a good job. And the ratio of closing those cases is about 80 or 90%. But we want to make it a higher percentage where people think twice before they think about committing some sort of murder or committing crime. I actually sponsored most of the major legislation to say that keep LAPA abroad, live lease access TV programming. I think it's important because it gives us a voice. In the city of Wilmington, we have a newspaper that is not representative of the community. We don't own any radio stations. We do have Channel 28, which is great, which gives you real-time news on Sundays. What Comcast wanted to do is have us go to a tape format. I had no problems with tapes, but the live TV program is more important because we can give you real-time information. And it's important for our young people to have a place where they can go and show their talents as well. Can't go out without mentioning Sam Guy. Sam Guy and I, over 10 years ago, with other organizations, Twin B Brown and other people, kept the TV station alive. And we want to make sure it's alive forever. You know, even when I'm not in politics, that our young people have access to understanding, producing shows, and getting important information out to the community.